Well, hi, I'm Noah Bradley with Handmade House TV, and on today's episode we're going to talk about the International Residential Code, building our homes according to code. Stay tuned. All right, today we're going to talk about code. Here in most of the United States, when we build a home, we build it according to code. This is becoming more and more enforced to a greater degree in those areas where it is enforced, where it's code. And also it seems to be creeping into other areas of the United States little by little. To ever increasing degree. It used to be that one could build a home and they wouldn't have to worry about building it according to code. There are still states and areas of the country where code is not enforced. The reason codes were created was not to punish us, but it was to keep those individuals in line who were building shoddy houses, to enforce them in order to build a home that was quality made and safe for those who occupied it. And I can see that there's a point behind that, and there is a freedom that we'd like to have in building our own home without having some kind of standard put into place of the home. But if we're going to the trouble of building a nice home, do we want the neighbors building a house that's going to fall down? And when it comes time, most people don't build their own homes. They move into a home that somebody else was built. And there is some kind of level of surety in knowing that someone looked the house over prior to its completion to make sure it was a safe home in order to occupy. So there is a good reason behind the creation of the code. There is a good reason for it being in place, but the reality of code is that it not only keeps the lousy builders from building lousy homes, but it serves as a source of punishment and constriction on those individuals that like building quality homes. And as the code becomes thicker and thicker because it becomes more inundated with rules, it makes anything out of the stamped out normal standard of rapid manufactured construction very hard to do. When we people who want to build handmade structures, unique homes of quality and character, even similar to those of historic homes, frequently we are hit over the head with a code book. This is my code book, and as you can see, it's 2006. So it gets a little outdated. It never fails that when I buy a code book, the next issue comes out and I'm carrying around an outdated book. They do not come out every year. They only come out when those that are employed by this organization decide to add more rules to it. Those who create the code would be unemployed if they didn't add more. Just like lawmakers, if they don't make more laws for us, if they don't impose upon us more, they're out of a job. So they feel they are doing us a favor by adding more and more code as each year goes by, which makes building something unique hard to do, and also it makes building a home and designing a home ever more expensive and difficult. So anyway, this comprises over 600 pages in telling me things either that I know or that I really don't want to do in building a home. And so I realized it was time for me to update it. And so yes, indeed, I got the latest code book, which is 2018, in order to build my current home here, so that I'm really up on top of things. It gives a building inspector assurance when he comes onto your home site and you're building your own home, if he sees you with a copy of the code book. because this is what a building inspector's purpose there is for. He's not there to see if you're building an attractive home, a nice home, a well-built home. He's seeing to it that you're building a home according to code. That's his mission. Now, the previous book I had from about 10 years ago was 600 pages. This one is it's well over 900 pages. I can probably, it's 964, yeah, 64 pages long, almost 1,000. I don't know why they didn't go ahead and knock out that last 30 or 40 pages and be able to say, we made it. We made it to 1,000 pages of rules and restrictions to put on people. Does anyone think that by making the code book 50% thicker that the quality of homes has increased by 50%? I don't think so. I can't imagine that. And from everything I've seen in the housing construction, I've been in it 30 to 40 years. In my opinion, I don't see where homes are of the quality that they were built 30, 40 years ago. I think the quality has dropped, if anything. And but nonetheless, these are the rules we need to work with. Now, my parting piece of advice for you before I go is that when you come time to buying this thing, that frequently you can get used or almost used copies. You can pay $100 for this thing, but I think I paid like $50 for it. But the greatest purchase I did is that you can also buy a supplement, it's laminated plastic at the same time, and I think it's like 6 pages long, and basically it gives you everything you really need to know in this book in a concise, easy reference type book there. So anyway, hope that didn't depress you. I hope that you'll learn to work with code. That somehow or another you can create your own handmade house, and you can step by step resolve any issue that this code book might present to you. I've managed to do it all my life, step by step, inch by inch. Anything's a cinch. Anyway, I would like to thank 5 new members of the Handmade House Guild before we close today. Alan Arthur, Brian Sims, Ivan Joseph, Ben Hoskett, and Bubba Kelly. Man, I appreciate all 5 of you guys. In fact, I appreciate everyone who's joined the Handmade House Guild. Your support keeps these videos coming, and I keep producing academy courses for you guys so that you can learn the skills and craftsmanship, and you can deal with such issues as Mr. Codeman. So anyway, we'll look forward to seeing you next week on Handmade House TV. You guys take care.